Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys spending some time with me and visiting the channel here. Guys, today got a little fun video. We're going to be talking about the top 10 richest bass anglers in America, and want to go over each one of them, just sort of give you a little commentary on each one of these anglers, because I know every one of them, and I thought it might just be a nice departure from the fishing tips. Also, guys, big thank you out there to everybody that's been subscribing to the channel here at Intuitive Angling. If you haven't done that, I'd like to invite you to hit that subscribe button, and really appreciate you guys using all the links in my description of my videos that support the channel. Just a big thank you for that. Okay, guys, the top 10 richest, wealthiest bass anglers in America out there. I'm going to go 10 through 1 here. I'll talk a little bit about them. Okay, number 10 comes in at Scott Martin. Scott has got his estimated figure is about $3 million. And Scott is one of the couple different anglers that pretty much made his career through FLW. And I'll tell you guys something right off the bat when I'm talking about some of the FLW anglers here. The guys like Scott Martin and a couple of the other anglers on the list that accumulated their wealth through FLW have never gotten the credit they deserve. I fished FLW and Bassmaster both for nearly 20 years, and I can tell you, in my opinion, the FLW Tour it was tougher to do well on the FLW Tour. I think the caliber of competition on the FLW Tour was tougher during that period than it was on the Bassmaster Tour. And for Scott Martin to amass this type of wealth and not really get recognized for it, I've always thought that was sort of an injustice. He fishes the Elite Series now, and is, making up for that a little bit, but he spent most of his career with FLW, winning tons of money, won the FLW Cup, bunch of other tournaments, and never really got the notoriety for that. Okay, number 2 is I Canelli. He comes in at $3.2 million. Ike needs no introduction, Bassmaster Classic winner, perennial classic qualifier, just one of the premier anglers, in the sport that there's ever been. Hall of Fame inductee last year. Ike is like, he came on the scene when he won the Classic in the early 2000s, and he never really had any bad seasons. It's super, super consistent, brash, sort of controversial, but he could back it up by his fishing, and one of my favorite anglers of all time. Okay, number 7 here is Jacob Wheeler. Jacob Wheeler comes in at $3.3 million. A lot of them are sort of in that range right there. Jacob Wheeler, probably the best professional angler in the sport today out there. No doubt he's going to be moving up on this list every single year out there. He's still young. He's in the top of his game right now. So I look for Jacob Wheeler to really climb up there. He's won about everything that there is to win as far as that he fishes. Again, Jacob Wheeler, since he's with MLF, he doesn't quite get the notoriety that he would if he was fishing on the Bassmaster Elite Series. But nevertheless, he still has accumulated over $3 million. Number 6, excuse me, Brent Earler. Brent's sort of like, Brent was another standout with FLW for many years. FLW Cup winner, super consistent from the West Coast. Like a lot of anglers out there, never got the notoriety through FLW, but super, super consistent. To guys to accumulate over $3 million in tournaments, it's quite a feat. I can tell you right now that every single person on this list, if you've won this kind of money and accumulated this kind of wealth through fishing, it's something to be said about that. And this doesn't take into account sponsorship dollars and any personal wealth they had before that. So, okay, next on the list is Alton Jones. Alton has $3.4 million. Alton has been around forever, about the same time that I started. Super, super consistent, Bassmaster Classic winner. Under the radar a lot. He's not real flashy, just gets in there and gets it done every single day. Just a super, super solid angler, has been for many, many decades. And I'm still really impressed that that Alton's one of those few people that has been able to stay really successful as he's gotten older, which is very rare in the sport. Next is Skeet Reese. Skeet comes in at $3.9 million. Bassmaster Classic champion. Everybody knows Skeet's yellow and black, brand he wears out there. Another super, super consistent angler. Skeet it's not like he's won a lot of tournaments, but he's been super consistent near the top in a lot of tournaments. And anytime you got a Bassmaster Classic crown under your belt, that's something to be proud of. Next is my buddy Aaron Martins, passed away a few years ago. Aaron, 3.7 million. Amazing thing about Aaron is he finished second place in the Bassmaster Classic 4 times. And if you don't think that that is hard to swallow, I can guarantee you it is. I mean, for somebody to come that close and have victory snatched away from literally his hands several times, that's an amazing accomplishment. I mean, to me, getting second place in 4 Bassmaster Classics is an accomplishment that is right up there at the top of about anybody's list with there. And so Aaron, Angler of the Year too, multiple times. So just everybody knows Aaron on that. Number 3, guys, Edwin Ies, Bassmaster Classic champion. He comes in at $4 million. Edwin's another super consistent angler. Ever since he came on the sport back in the late 90s, he's just one of those guys that is there every single time. Perennial top 10 anglers, won a bunch of other stuff with MLF. He's had a career on both sides with MLF and with Bassmaster. Solid angler. Number 2, David Dudley, 4.3 million. And Dudley is like Scott Martin, guys. David Dudley, in my opinion, he's one of the top 3 anglers in the history of the sport. Dudley has never gotten the credit due as far as, you know, how good he is. He's a Forrest Wood Cup champion, but he never got the credit because he spent his career with FLW. And guys, FLW, they did not market their anglers. They marketed the organization during that time period. That's why guys like Dudley and Brent Earler and Scott Martin never got the notoriety. But if Dudley would have been fishing his career with Bassmaster the entire time, he would be a household name. And he's, in my opinion, like I said, definitely in the top 3 of the all-time greatest anglers out there. He is one of the most naturally intuitive, brilliant anglers that I've ever met in my life out there. And number 1, no surprise to anybody, way out in front, Kevin Van Dam, $8 million, double second place. Nobody's even close with that. No introduction necessary there. You know, guy's won four Bassmaster Classics, Angler of the Years, 20 tournaments. He's just unstoppable force at the top of his game there. But anyway, guys, that's the top 10 most wealthiest bass anglers out there. There's probably there's a lot of other anglers out there that are much more wealthy than that as far as just personal wealth out there. But that's sort of the way it is right now in pro fishing. It's almost like the way that pro fishing has morphed into it. You can't even fish at the top level anymore unless you are wealthy. It's sort of like we've sort of entered that, you know, zone that's, you know, pretty unfortunate. But a lot of these guys here that I talked about, they started way back in the day before it really got to the point where it is right now. So anyway, I thought you guys would like to hear that. Hope y'all are doing well. We'll talk later.